Good evening, team. I hope you guys have had a nice weekend. It's once again Mindset Monday, and I really want to take you through just a little extension of our topic last week regarding our vision board and manifestation skills. Okay, I don't know if any of you have managed to do the exercises that Diane and myself have set for you in regards to manifestation. If you have, please let us know in the chat. It would be really good just to catch up. And also we'll have a bit of a Q&A this week in the discussions to be able to help you guys if you want any further help in the vision boards and creating for yourself. All right. So today, what I just want to do is give you a rundown a bit more about how manifestation really works, okay? This word is being used quite a lot at the moment, and it's been kind of drilled in a bit of a wrong direction as manifestation is becoming a little bit more like this task that we have to do, and that we have to physically control it to make it work, okay? And what I want you guys to understand is that manifesting is a form of intention and surrender. It is not a task, okay? So just reading that again, manifesting, so manifestation, when you're in the process of attracting the desires and goals that you want for your future into the now, it's a form of intention. So your brain is intending for these things to happen and you surrender to it. You're not actually producing a task and having to control it on a day per day, okay? So intention, what does that actually mean? So intention is intending to allow something to happen, okay? And that happens with the form of your thought process. All right, so you have to be in a mindset of abundance, allowing something to come in, whether you feel insecure or fearful, worried about how it's going to happen. No one ever needs to worry about the process of what you want, but just the outcome of it actually happening, okay? So also you don't actually need to worry about the outcome, because sometimes we might manifest something like, I want to be in Dubai for 6 months. And it happens that you end up in Abu Dhabi for 6 months, okay? So when you control something, you don't allow the similar of attractions to occur, because you're constantly just focusing on this narrow tunnel of having exactly what you said that you want. Manifestation doesn't work like that, okay? Sometimes we do have the ideas of what we want in our future to happen, but the universe, our higher power, our God decides to give us something a little bit similar, but always a little bit better for us. Yeah. So it's not a task. We don't have to sit there, control the ideology of how it will work, what we need to do stage by stage. Yes, we can have goals, and yes, we can have, these processes over the weeks to help us keep on track. But please do not feel like you need to control, because you will just limit the abundance of what you are desiring, okay? So just having it in the back of the mind is enough energy to produce these beautiful, wonderful desires in your life as reality. Yeah, just like, for example, people who think very negative, if you are somebody who is fearful of life, who doesn't really know where they want to go, constantly battling in your own mind about whether you're good enough, those thought processes and that mindset will just limit you and keep you in the same energy, in the same bubble, and doesn't allow you to progress. Okay, so if negative energy in your mind can create that in your reality, then you can also do it for exactly what you want to occur in the future. Okay, so always intend and surrender. Surrendering is letting go. Surrendering is just allowing the world to formulate your desires in the way that's right for you, okay? So manifestation occurs in the energy fields that we don't see, right? Manifestation doesn't happen in front of us, okay? It's not a thing, it's not an object, it's an energy form. Thoughts are energy. Thoughts are not created as an object. We don't see our thoughts in physical form. We feel them through energy. Okay, so the same thing when the process of manifestation is occurring, all it is two energies or multiple energies trying to combine and correlate together in order to manifest then in a physical reality. Does that make sense? So your thought process and what you want currently in energy forms. And once they combine, once they match the same energy, okay, so let's say they are, just as an example, in frequency, if your thought process is a frequency of 100 and your desires are a frequency of 100, they will form together. If your thought process is of a frequency of 20 and your desires are a frequency of 100, they cannot combine together because the thought process is not strong enough. 20 is too low for it to combine with 100. So you need to build that energy, that abundance, that open mindset, that desire and motivation for it to grow into a frequency of 100, so then they can match together and allow it to formulate in our physical reality. Okay, I hope that kind of makes sense. Try not to worry about the word frequency. I'm just giving you an idea about how energy needs to match in order for it to actually physically occur. So intention equals energy. These are both the same thing, okay? Like I said, intention in thought is just energy. It's just particles that are creating in a field that we cannot see. If you guys have heard of the quantum field or haven't heard of it, please do research on it, okay? We'll make this a little bit more easier for you to understand in the way that works for you. Okay, so all intention is energy. Keep that in the back of your head. You will allow energy to grow. And if you give love, abundance, nurturing, and self-care to your own energy, you will allow the other energy around you to formulate even faster and stronger. So the process of manifestation works a little bit like this that I've written down for you guys, okay? Sometimes we've noticed that when we start questioning ourselves about life, let's say, for example, you're in a job that you don't like, and then something happens to you, okay? Sometimes we don't realize that our thoughts create the reality in a way that we do not want. So, for example, let's say we have Tom who hates his 9-to-5 job, sitting in the office and has to pick up phone calls to customers to give them some guidance on how to use websites. Maybe Tom, desires to be in Thailand and working from home. Okay, he might want to have a lifestyle where he wakes up, runs to the beach, meditates, does some yoga, comes home, allows himself some 5-6 hours to do some work. Maybe it's his own business that he's created. Maybe he's still helping people with guidance on website, but it's for his own websites, his own work, his own services. And then Tom, once he finishes work, he gets time to go and socialize. He gets time to go and probably do some kickboxing, cook amazing Thai food, go back to the beach, get a tan, and finishes his day off at home, quiet, in peace, with none of this rushy of the city life, okay? Now, Tom hates his job, and Tom keeps saying to himself, I don't want to work anymore. I don't want to work. I don't want to work. And what happens is, over time, Tom is creating this new reality of him not being able to go to work. And then Tom ends up with a knee injury that doesn't allow him to walk for 2 years. Okay? So Tom cannot work anymore where he was in the office. And this particular job may not allow Tom to work from home because they need him at the office. But because he only takes transport, or he drives, we don't know, he cannot drive because of his knee. He cannot function because of his knee. Now, Tom has basically created a brand new reality, okay? And Tom's injury is so severe that now he actually has to completely change job. And it might not be a job that he wants. Who knows? It might be a job that takes him to where he wants. Who knows? What I'm trying to give you here, guys, is an example of how manifestation occurs in the mind. And if you are saying something, for example, you don't want to work anymore, what you're doing is telling the energy that you do not want to be in a place of work. And so energy is so powerful, and it can create something for you to stop working, and it might create it in the wrong form. So what you want to be doing is positively putting the energy out there, saying that you want to be in Thailand. So Tom really needed to actually mention he wants to be in a warmer country. He wants to be by the beach. He wants to work from home where he's happy and safe and comfortable. He wants to be able to wake up in the mornings and go and do his yoga at the beach, rather than Tom using words, for example, as, I hate my work. I don't want to work anymore. Okay? Bear that in mind, guys. The way that we use words is very powerful, and the way that they can form is also very powerful, but it might not be in the way that we have desired, because we are not manifesting in the right form. Well, let me say that again. We are not intending in the right form. So intention, after intention, you've put it out there, you surrender to it, you let go, you continue with life as normal. You do not change anything. Just continue with life, enjoy it. Be motivated, but enjoy the now. Focus in the moment. Become your better version in the moment. Use your highest form of power in the now, okay? Allow the intention to occur in the background in the energy field. And what you'll find is over time, you will have a breakdown of your current reality, and it gets uncomfortable. So have you ever had a situation where, for example, I know many of you have, and I have too, where you might decide that you want to work abroad, okay? You want a new job. And the job that you are currently in, lots of problems start to happen. Maybe your manager starts to bully you. Maybe another person comes in and takes over your job and is actually getting paid higher. Now, these things happen not because they are bad luck, or because, something is punishing you, or because you're going to now have a hard time. This is the breakdown of your reality to get you to that place where you want to work abroad. Yeah, to get you to that place where you want to become a part-time or full-time trader, swing trader, day trader. Okay? The breakdown of your reality is not in the way that we assume. Things just don't just give us the brand new aspect of our desires. We have to break down the form of reality that we have now, because that no longer is going to exist in our future. Okay, and it's uncomfortable because, like I said, it might happen in a way that we did not expect, but you have to surrender to it, because remember, you intended for that new reality to come. But with intention, you also have to accept that the way that it processes is not the way that we might expect. Okay? In this time of being uncomfortable, everything starts to rewire. Energy starts to break down. It starts to dissolve and then change and formulate into new energy so your new reality can form. Yeah? In this process, you have to self-love, self-nurture. Remember where you started with your intention and persevere. Okay, this process can take as little as a month to some years. Yeah, so if your change is quite big, it's quite a big difference. Maybe you're living in a small village and maybe you are working at, the little shop on the corner of your street, and you're not gaining enough money, but it's enough just to pay your basic homely bills, your finances, and your car. But what you want to do is live in a city, and maybe you want to be that full-time trader and have your own hours, your own skill sets, your own routine every day. It can be very, very two vast lives, okay? And that can take really small time or a lot of time, depending on where you are in life as well and how your mindset works. The more abundant you are, the more open you are to receive, the more understanding you are of the world, the quicker this process is for you. So here we have one of my vision boards that I did physically, okay? So with glue, with scissors, with magazines, and I found it quite difficult to post this because obviously these are things that are very private, but I wanted to give you this one in particular because I've been manifesting through vision boards and mind movies and the $10 million check now for the last 4 years, going on to 5 years. I think this is my 4th vision board so far. And the reason being is because I've actually manifested quite a lot of what I have put out there quite fast. But what I found really interesting with this one in particular was that a lot of what I have put up here By the way, this was on my bedroom wall, and then I changed it into my office, and then I put it in on my fridge because I wanted to have that energy in different places of my home. I also had other vision boards up, but this one in particular, like I said, was quite interesting and special because it was more about feeling and not about actual external assets. You know, my first one had cars, it had dumbbells for a gym, it had new trainers, it had what else? A home that I wanted to manifest at the time. And this one, you know, actually, I didn't realize I was doing it when I created it, but after having reflected, I noticed a few things were all about feeling, was all about the internal feeling of experiences. For example, you have here pictures of butterflies, pictures of or words of freedom, words of dreams, follow your dreams. We've got the word now, vibration, and the pictures in the background of the galaxies and space. They were all about how I feel inside. You know, that abundance of color and magnitude of energy out in space was how I wanted to feel, and also a snippet of how I was already feeling within myself. And I find this really important because it is good to manifest objects and manifest the physical assets in our life. They are things that we desire, right? They're things that what we want, but they aren't the things that give us the longevity of joy. But the feeling within us can create that longevity of joy and happiness and freedom. And on top of that, the external assets become the bonus. Does that make sense? Yeah, so you can see here, what else do I have? I've got some chakras, heart chakra. Heart chakra at the time of creating this was the one that I wanted to work with a bit more to open up. So you can see a bit further down on the right side, we've got a picture of a mother's hand and a baby's hand. And the reason why I put that, as well as was the heart chakra, was to open up myself to one day potentially having my own child, because I've just been that person that I've always seen myself as a solo person with no kids, no family, no marriage. But I wanted to understand why I was like that, and why I was so adamant to not have a family. And so opening up my heart chakra allowed me to understand if there was any blockages there. And may I tell you, there was a lot. So even though the child hasn't happened, it's hopefully maybe on the way. If it doesn't happen, okay. But it did allow me to understand myself a bit more and also heal those parts of the heart that were blocked. Okay, so as I'm saying here, I'm not saying that I wanted a child. What I'm saying is I actually wanted to open up that feeling of the heart to feel what is really going on inside. So again, all about feeling, all about the internal. I've got here the word peace. What else do I have? The color red. If you can see on the right hand side, I wrote red. Well, I put here a picture of the word red and color, and that's because red is obviously associated with love, with romance. It's also associated with anger, with aggression, and I noticed that I didn't want to wear the color red anymore because I was not in that feeling of romance and wanting love in my life. And so how my body processed that was to stop wanting to wear the color red, or even red lipstick, or even have a red bag, for example, red shoes. I just couldn't wear anything red. So opening up that heart chakra has allowed me to start wearing the color red and bonding with the red color in a more softer way. I cannot believe I've done that. But anyway, so that's just an idea of you guys of how these pictures here have manifested into my reality and how they are just focused mainly on feeling. I did write the word Snowdonia there. What else? Climbing. I've got a picture there of rock climbing. These are obviously experiences that I wanted to have, which haven't formed yet, haven't come into my reality, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to. Okay, that's another thing with vision boards, is that they can happen at any time. As I've said, it can take as little as, you know, a month or even less than that, a few weeks for something to happen. and as long as some years. So do not put pressure on yourself, guys, okay? Make sure that you are kind to self and nurturing yourself in this time of process. Abundance is all about surrendering and just enjoying the moment now. So here, what I've done is I've just put 2 names of apps that I've used previously for these vision boards. The one that I use for Mind Movie, for some reason I cannot find it. I have a feeling it might be on the iPhone apps because I've got Android, or it might have just dissolved, I'm not sure. So if any of you guys do have any apps or any other ways on websites on the internet where you guys created your own vision boards and mind movies, slideshows of all your pictures and desires, please let us know in the group so we can extend these little ideas here. Diane might have a few that she might have used. The vision board one is free. I did create the vision board for free. The Canvas app now, I actually have an upgraded version because I use Canva to do all my content for my work. Whether it's on the free or on the upgrade version for the Mind Movie, I'm not sure. You guys have to fish through that on that one, okay? But yeah, see how you get on. I really want to know about you guys and your own journeys. Yeah, we'll hopefully have a little discussion to kind of share our own experiences and our ideas and creations. And if you guys need any more help on this topic, please let us know. Remember, we are a community of growing women here, okay? So please do not feel any way about asking any questions. We are here to help. And yeah, looking forward to seeing how this week runs with our trading, guys. And any questions, let me know, please, okay, in the DMs or in the group chat. Have a nice rest of the week, guys. Take care.